Rick Ness didn't just lose a permit, he got wiped off the map, a punishment no active miner in the Yukon has ever faced. One moment he's gearing up for the biggest push of his season. The next, his entire operation is paralyzed by a document that was never supposed to exist. A late-night leak, a confidential compliance memo. No signature, no routing code, no official seal. But in the middle of the page, in bold, sat a phrase no one in Yukon mining had ever seen used on a working miner. Pre-disqualified, Ness, Rick. Whoever wrote it thought it would stay buried. Someone else decided tonight was the night to drag it into the light. Before we get deeper into this, hit like and subscribe, because this story is unraveling faster than Yukon permafrost in a heat wave. And you're about to see how a ban turns into open war for the richest ground in the valley. The first thing experts noticed, the violation code in the memo doesn't exist. Regulators, historians, retired inspectors, 40 years of records, nothing matches. It looks like a code made up on the spot and slipped into an internal system nobody outside the board was meant to see. So the whispers start. Is this real compliance or a legal trap laid long before Rick even fired up his wash plant? The memo doesn't explode publicly, it seeps through private inboxes, late-night chats, rumors spreading like smoke. Everything changes when a copy lands on the desk of Parker Schnabel's geological strategist. Minutes later, a message goes out, not to Parker, but to one of his senior operators. Monitor the eastern perimeter at sunrise. No context, no explanation, just orders. By dawn, the Yukon rumor mill is wide awake. Something big has been set in motion, and nobody knows yet if it's a mistake, sabotage, or a coordinated move to shove Rick off his ground. Parker's drone operators are running their routine sweep when something looks wrong. Rick's wash plant cameras are frozen, not down, not disconnected, just stuck on the same frame for 16 hours. The drones widen their sweep, abandoned fuel drums, conveyors dusted with untouched pay, hoses coiled like someone walked away mid-shift. This isn't a shutdown for maintenance, it's a hard stop. Parker's foreman mutters, is he hiding a discovery, or did someone kill his operation? Parker says nothing. He walks to the seismic monitor, zooms into the boundary between his claim and Rick's, and stares. Something heavy is moving underground. Not surface noise, not machines. Deep field vibrations, earth settling over a disturbed structure. Get a monitoring team out there, he says, calm but tight. He doesn't look surprised. He looks like a man who's been waiting for this. Across the valley, Rick and his inner crew huddle in a rusted equipment shed lit only by headlamps. The rest of the claim is dark. Generators off, radios silent. Rick holds the ban notice on a cracked tablet, rotating it so everyone can see the blurred, auto-generated signature at the bottom. Draft format, not legally binding. They didn't sign it, he says quietly. Someone didn't want to put their name on this. A mechanic steps forward, nervous. Earlier, he overheard a mining board agent whispering into a phone about a shutdown that had to be done before the window closed. He thought they meant weather. Now he isn't sure at all. Rick knows there are only two reasons to rush a ban like this. Either he's close to something huge, or someone wants him gone before he hits it. And if the ban stands, even temporarily, the board can legally seize his geological data. Cores, logs, seismic readings, all of it. So Rick moves. The crew spreads through the dark claim, collecting every sample and binder they can find. They load everything into an old utility truck with its headlights covered. Radios go dead. GPS beacons flip to encrypted mode. A protocol Rick's only used once before, during a nasty territorial dispute. Someone isn't just slowing him down, they're trying to erase the trail. While Rick is scrambling to protect his evidence, Parker gets a text from an anonymous number. His claim isn't protected, clock's running. The number vanishes seconds later. Parker doesn't argue. He acts. He triggers a contingency plan he's kept quiet for years. Operation Aftershock, a rapid land positioning strategy designed to hit vulnerable ground before rivals realize what's happening. Dozers are rerouted. A wash plant is hooked and rolling. Crews are reassigned under cover of darkness. This isn't a shift. It's a strike. Rick walks into the mining board building for what's labeled a temporary status hearing. The room is too quiet, too stiff. Papers lined up too perfectly. No one meets his eyes. He asks for evidence. They provide none. No risk reports, no environmental triggers, no compliance violations. You banned a working operation with zero proof, Rick says. So who gave the order? A board member cracks. Certain interests felt your claim's location presented complications. Not his actions, not his practices, his location. That's when Rick realizes this ban isn't about rules. It's about keeping him off a very specific piece of ground. Meanwhile, Parker's crew hits a seam where Yukon gray soil suddenly burns into deep orange, the iron oxide stain of an ancient slow-water gold trap. Overburden peels back like bark, exposing compacted gravel that looks untouched since it formed. Parker kneels, runs a hand along the layers, and sees exactly what an old 1980s journal once described: a twisted subchannel built to hoard gold for thousands of years. The same kind of structure Rick's final drill hole clipped right before the shutdown. Off-site, a retired mining inspector calls Rick using coded miner language. Protocol 7B, he says. Nobody files 7B unless they're hiding a land shift. A tiny tectonic micro-slip has nudged boundary markers just enough to move projected gold flows on paper. On the new models, the richest zone straddles both claims, but conveniently leans toward Parker, if nobody challenges it. The ban wasn't punishment, it was a pause button, to give time for the new maps and new power lines to lock in. Rick pulls old drill logs, seismic charts, and the forgotten journal that maps a bent, looping subchannel capable of trapping insane amounts of gold. He builds his case like a criminal investigation. At the next hearing, Parker arrives with polished LiDAR models and digital terrain maps. Rick walks in with analog seismic prints, physical cores, and the journal that ties it all together. Two miners, two data sets, two completely different versions of the same underground truth. The board can't reconcile it. Their own system is now the problem. With no clean way to rule, they trigger the last option Yukon law allows when evidence collides: a provisional extraction test. Whoever exposes the corridor first controls it for the season. Engines roar. The valley becomes a battleground. Parker cuts trenches with surgical precision, his crews moving like a military operation. Rick goes vertical, drilling straight into the suspected heart of the corridor. Both hit pay almost simultaneously. On Parker's side, gold-striped boulders slam into the grizzly bars. On Rick's side, a geyser of black sand and coarse gold explodes from the drill hole. For the first time in Yukon mining history, two rival crews prove equal geological rights to the same corridor at the same time. The law defaults to one brutal metric: speed. Whoever delivers their sample to the board first wins provisional control. Two trucks launch down the road toward Dawson, one with Parker's gold-laced boulders, one with Rick's gold-heavy slurry. The difference? 17 minutes. Parker's sample arrives first. He gets full seasonal extraction rights to the corridor. Rick's ban is overturned minutes later, but the ruling is already locked in. Parker walks out with the corridor. Rick walks out holding the gold that would have changed everything if it had gotten there just a little sooner. The system didn't beat him, timing did. Back at his claim, Rick stares across the valley toward Parker's side with a different look in his eyes. Not broken, not finished, but calculating. Because after what just happened, one thing is crystal clear. Rick Ness isn't planning a comeback. He's planning to rewrite the Yukon's mining playbook, and the next move he makes won't just challenge Parker's control, it'll challenge the entire system that tried to erase him in the first place.